let's move away from Switzerland and look first at Europe and then more globally. How do you see Europe evolving over the next year or two, specifically with regard to the euro and the ECB?
What is so fascinating about this period that we're in now is the whole world is in a mess. It's not just the dollar. It's not just the US, although in my view that's the biggest problem because that is the engine of the financial world and the world economy, the US and the dollar has been. But the problems in Euroland are massive. Now, but relatively, I think Europe will fare better than the US. But if you take, we know, I don't need to mention all the names of all the countries that are in real trouble, and the Portugals and the Spains of this world, that will move on to Italy, to France, in my view. UK is in an absolute mess, and I think after the US, they are the most likely country for hyperinflation, in my view, the UK.
I agree with you on that. I think it's a horse race.
Yeah.
Which one's going to fall over the finish line first? And I mean fall literally, because it's not a horse race you want to win.
No, definitely not. So, and this is why, when you think about the world has never ever had a situation where virtually every major economy worldwide is in a total mess and is bankrupt. And this is why when it starts in the US, and in my view it's starting now, we're actually, it is the dollar which is the trigger, and the dollar is starting to fall more rapidly now. And I think we are now going to see the first signs of this period of decline and hyperinflation starting. It will take time, but the acceleration is now at the very beginning.
You can sense a break in confidence in people's view of what the dollar is.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it will gain momentum. Will the impact be on the euro? People love comparing currencies and say, which one shall I have, euro or the dollar or the Swiss franc? I said, it's a fallacy to think about currencies in relative terms, because, it's always that when one currency goes down, another one has to go up. But as we both know, in the last 100 years, every currency has fallen between 97 and 99% against gold. Gold, yeah.
And, Voltaire said in 1729, paper money eventually reaches its intrinsic value, which is zero. And they're on the way. All currencies are on their way. It's just a slightly different speed. So now, I think the next one to fall is the dollar against the euro. So the euro will continue to gain in value against the dollar. But currency speculators in the world will attack one currency at a time, because they can't attack them all on a relative basis at the same time. But just only thing that investors should look at is the value of currencies against gold. I said they've gone down 97 to 99% in the last 100 years, and then in the last 10 years, they've gone down 80% against gold.
You mentioned currency speculators, though, but is that really what's driving it, or is it people looking for a safe home for their money? It's been my perception that it's really people looking for safety and security with their money. And they go here thinking that's safe, or they go there thinking that's safe, rather than currency speculators itself. Obviously currency speculators jump on when they see the trend going or when the momentum building. But isn't the big driver really people looking for a safe place to put their money?
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. The big trends are always where people want to have their money.
So if the dollar falls, the knee-jerk reaction might be, well, we'll go into the euro. But the euro has its own problems.
Yes.
What people should really be saying is, look, rather than going into the euro, just go into gold, because that is the ultimate safe haven.